My name is Aimee Barret-Theron and I grew up in Durban, but I'm now living in Cape Town. I was very lucky to get a rugby bursary to Stellenbosch way back in 2009. I came to study my sports science degree, I got my honours in biokinetics and went on to do my masters in sports science. I think for me, representing South Africa across 3 different codes, touch rugby, 7s and 15s, now as well as refereeing, is always really special to me. And I think going into my playing side as far as making the semi-finals in the 2009 Sevens World Cup and then playing in the 2010 World Cup. And it's just amazing to see where we are now with women's rugby and to look back to 2010 and see what that experience was. As a woman playing rugby at Stellenbosch University, it was pretty incredible. World-class facilities, incredible coaches, and then just the balance between my academic pathway and the rugby. I think Stellenbosch really helps facilitate that. Obviously traveling and playing internationally, I did miss a few lectures and a few exams, but my lecturers were incredibly supportive and very accommodating. So it was a very special time for me. There's been some massive changes in women's rugby in university. They've incorporated a lot more tournaments, a lot more playing, a lot more training. I think there's been better recruiting. It's amazing. Just a couple of weeks ago, there was the USA tournament where our teams competed, and there's just more and more rugby. And I think it's for the women, say in university now, they're seeing more rugby out there. I'm very much a fan of if you can see it, you can be it. Crossing over to the dark side is probably what a lot of people think, but for me it was just the next challenge in rugby. I really enjoy the law side of the game and the technical understanding, and probably in all the sports that I've played, I've refereed or umpired them. So I've really just had that hunger to think about the game in that way. And when I finished my playing career, I didn't last very long. I retired in 2013 and started reffing in 2014 because I couldn't stay away from the game. Rugby is amazing, and in that year I watched a good friend of mine now, Aimee Barret referee the Women's World Cup final, and I just remember thinking, if that Aimee can do it, I can do it. And it was a really good motivation to pick up the whistle and stay involved. From playing to reffing, incredibly difficult. I did think I knew all the laws, especially as a fly-off fullback. But moving over, I actually had so much more respect and appreciation for referees and how much you're thinking and what you're seeing and where you're putting yourself in the field. It's a non-stop mental, physical and emotional battle for the full 80 minutes. So my refereeing journey started with a fitness test. Pretty much straight away, the same week that I emailed to Western Province to say I'm thinking about refereeing. It was a fitness test that Saturday, and then I went straight. They threw me into under 13 barefoot rugby, which was a whole lot of fun with the boys, and it progressed really quickly from there. And to think where I am now on the global stage, it's been an incredible career, but at the same time quite challenging. I think just the nature of referees. People don't necessarily think that we're human beings. We just say technical robots that have come out to ruin their day. But I think it's been my challenge or my motivation as a referee to prove that we're human beings and we're doing our best to serve the game, to facilitate the game, rather than ref every law in the law book, but to give the game what it needs. So I'm very privileged to be the first South African professional rugby referee. And I was the first woman to referee Craven Week, Currie Cup, URC, EPCR, Super Rugby when it was happening, and I say onwards and upwards from that. And I think, on the women's rugby side, I was the first female in the world to get to 40 tests, and it's quite wild to look back or to read it off paper and think, wow, that was me. It's special. It's not easy, breaking those glass ceilings, but it's so worth it for me. My approach to refereeing is to be as authentic as possible. I think my, off-field personality, as you see me now, is is pretty similar to how I am on the field as well. So I think being authentic, being calm, being confident, serves the game in a good way, and I think the players respect me for that. When I walk onto the field, my mentality is always, everyone came to see them, they're the rock stars. It's not about me, and as soon as you take the limelight off yourself and make it about the game, I think you get a much better product and much better player buy-in. So, I know when I first started, I tried to be that authoritative policewoman to try prove that I knew all the laws and I'm in control, but actually I realized the more natural I am, the more Aimee I am, the better respect I got and the more comfortable I was in my decisions. Refereeing as a career it's an incredible way to be involved in the game. I think when we think about rugby, it's playing, but there's so many other directions you can go into refereeing. And when you look into it, it's just it's a challenge to grow, to understand the game, to see it in a different way. Even when you're watching a game on a Saturday at Bri with friends, and just to not just look at my team winning or losing, but actually, well, that's a great decision because all of these. So I think it's been a lot more accepting now that you can be a referee and it be your career. I think the nature of refereeing around the world is changing, it is improving, there's more opportunities in it. But you start with schoolboy, you go into club, and you progress from there depending on your abilities. As a woman running onto the field with 30 players in full attack mode, I think it's really important for me to stay calm, be confident in what I know, and you actually switch off to the size, the intensity, their aggression towards each other, as I obviously talking in the men's game, and it's very much about owning my space. So I might be less than half your size, but I will still, in my own mind, be as big as you, owning my space, taking control of the game. And I think it's important for you as a referee when you run out and the players are like that. Like, that's what's special about rugby, like that intensity. And I have played quite a few other sports, and it's absolutely no disrespect to any other sports, but I think rugby is so special in that way. And I am hopelessly biased, but it's so special in the way, just the physical nature of the game, like putting your bodies on the line. And I just have so much respect for the players in the way that I'm still very much a fangirl of rugby. So it's very special for me to be on the field in the best seat of the house. In my referee bag, obviously I've got my full ref kit, I've got my boots, I've got my GPS unit to track how we're moving around the field. Yellow, red card, very important. And then obviously a whistle, a couple of spare whistles just in case. And yeah, plenty of protein, fuel, drinks. We're working hard out there. Being open about my autism diagnosis was a big moment, but an important moment for me. I think, having hidden it for, quite a few years, but also only being late diagnosed, but it was good to get it out there as far as now I can be completely my authentic self. And I think I'm a lot more comfortable navigating through life and through refereeing, and I think the people around me are more comfortable as well because they understand me better. As far as rugby and it, relating to refereeing, I do say it is my superpower being autistic because, some of the traits are we have an incredible sense of justice and fairness. We love to follow the rules. It perfectly aligns, and I think some of the things I've had to learn along the way, like my communication style, I can be very direct with people, very blunt, and that works on the rugby field as well. You do have to be direct, instructional. Yes, you can do that. No, you can't do that. But I've also obviously worked on the softer approaches with people as far as, social interaction, downtime management. Off the field, it's quite tough. On the field, because I'm in my element, I'm in my happy place, it's a lot easier, and It's great to see that women's rugby today is part of normal structures, normal university. I think when I first started, it was not many people knew women's rugby was happening, but now I know that the university proudly supports the women. They've got an incredible program going. There's a lot of tournaments, a lot of matches that the women can be involved in, and they're supporting them as holistic athletes, which I do think is really important. I know my teacher way back in school was like, focus on your academics, don't worry about the sport, you need your academic career, and I think that's always stuck with me. I have strongly held on to my sport, of course, but it's important that the women going forward are valued academically as well as their sporting career, and Maties is doing an excellent job of that. I think it's great to be using the Women's World Cup coming up later this year just as a real showcase for women's rugby, and then I think we need to go back right from the grassroots level, getting schools playing in the communities we're playing rugby, and just to build it through the schools, build it into the clubs, into the universities, just more and more and more. And I think it's important to invest now, and I think we've seen with the growth of women's sport across the world, investment now, you get a very exponential return on it, because it's new, but it's an amazing product. So I think it's important to change that mindset of let's invest now, not just let's wait and see what the product does. Invest. I don't see myself ever leaving rugby. I am so passionate about it, and I will ref as long as I can, keep passing the fitness test. And then, going from there, it could be, say, referee, reviewing, coaching. At the moment, I am, working with quite a few of the women in South Africa and helping them get to the next level. And it's really important for me that those women come through and I can give them the advice because I've been there, as opposed to when I was doing it was, kind of learning the hard way at times. The Maties 150 legacy is so incredibly special, and I think before I even came here, it had such a brilliant reputation, not just as a prestigious university, but the rugby was incredible. And I think being able to attend the university, wear the maroon on a Saturday, it was a pivotal time in my career. It was a time where they valued women's rugby, they valued me as a women's player, to bring me over from Durban to come and play rugby for them. And I think as much as I was the first here, I hope that my career that I've followed on, that it does give women coming through the program, they can add to this legacy.